In society today, we are being attacked constantly with inauthentic conversations. Fakeness, trying to look cool, trying to be somebody we're not. That is why the Damn Dude podcast is here to have the authentic conversations that need to be had in a way that will make you think and say, Damn Dude.
What up, everybody? What is good? Welcome to the Damn Dude podcast.
Damn, dude.
Yo, today we got a real special, I don't even want to say interview, but a dedication episode. We got my man Yamamoto Boss in the house today. Welcome, brother.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for being here. And this special dedication episode is to your mom, man. Your mom just passed away 3 days ago. And shit, like, you're in the shits of it, man. Like, and you know, we chopped it up the other day and you're like, dude, let's do a dedication episode. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, let's run it. This is like as raw as it gets. The emotions are fresh. The sting is fresh. The everything, it's like, it's current. And I think these are the times that like when we highlight this vulnerability, this is like where superpowers kind of come from as humans and like getting to the next level in conversations and thought, I believe. So thank you for being here and thank you for being so vulnerable and being open to do this, and for setting a standard for other men in the world on how to honor their moms. So that's like what I want a big focus of this to be on, is like how you relate to your mom despite all the shit you guys went through, and to be able to really just honor her life and how it relates to you. So first of all, it's like, I'll just start with like, what does your mom mean to you? Who was she to you?
You know, my mama has always been my mama. The day I was born to the day she left me as a child, you know, when she ultimately had to make the toughest decision in her life was to give me up for adoption. And then, you know, coming in my life, you know, just like a ping pong. Whenever she comes back, she come back, and then she would leave. And then ultimately going through cancer and having such a short notice of not even giving her the ability to even fight it. Just the fact that she was given a month notice that she was going to die, you know what I'm saying? She was a beautiful woman to me. That's what it means to me. She was a beautiful woman. There was times of resentments. There was times of anger. There was times of, you know, where I wish, like, I looked at her and like, why did you even bring me here into this world? You know, there's times where we threaten each other. You know, it's like, if you don't want me to be your mom, well, just say so. I said, well, if you don't want me to be your son, just say so. We had those conversations, you know. Growing up, it's like, why you bring me here knowing, you know, if you didn't want me, like, why bring me here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. We had those conversations, and, you know, when she was asking me, like, why am I committing so many crimes at such a young age? And I'm like, well, where am I getting my advice from? Who's my leadership? Where's my parents at? Of course I'm committing crimes at a young age. You're not here.
Yeah.
You don't have a father, you know. I'm taking advice from a war veteran, you know, Laotian man who can barely speak English, you know, and, you know, even though he's lived his life honorably, you know, life after war, but he's not mentoring me, you know. He's not sitting me down and giving me life lessons. He's just like, you know, as long as I don't go to jail, he's cool. But, you know, I am going to jail, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We had those conversations, you know, and when she would come back into my life, you know, I would have resentments toward her, but like, you know, it's like, what's the point of you being here? You're only going to be here for 2 weeks. You're trying to be a mom. I'm like, I was like, but then I know I'm not going to see you for another 3 years. And it's always been that kind of pattern where she would come, see me for a couple of weeks, the most maybe a month, and then she would dip out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she always brings my hope up, and then destroys it as soon as she leaves, bring my hope up. Sometimes, mind you, when she left, she left me for adoption at age 6, but she would come every so often, and I would always have this hope maybe she always wanted to bring me back. And then eventually, like, I think I was 11 years old, and I was like, I don't think she ever coming back, bro.
Damn.
So, like, so I would always have this resentment. Like, I had already in my mind programmed, like, she's just gonna come, say hi, I love you, blah, 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 here's some stuff, here's some money, and then go again, right? But in my mind, it's like, you're never gonna come back,
Yeah.
But one thing was for sure, I always loved my mom. I loved her. She was always beautiful to me. She was like my queen, But growing up, I didn't know if she felt the same way because she never came back for me. And I'm 40 years old now. Well, I'm gonna be 40 in June, but I still feel the same way long after she's dead, So now she never coming back. Now that's a definite answer. She never coming back. But I still love her. She's still beautiful to me. She's still my everything. I still have the hope that I'll see her again one day. Obviously in death, but as of right now, she's not coming back. That's what it's hurting me.
Yeah, definitely, man. No, understandable, bro. Fuck, man. That's a lot to deal with, and that's hard, man. Like, was there things in your childhood when that would happen that would help you feel better or like make it okay when she would go? Or like, was there anything that was like left with you that was like that hope? Like, I don't know. It's like, what did that help you cope, or I know this kind of sounds weird, but I know in my experience, sometimes the pain would hurt so bad that I would find comfort in that. Like, does that make sense at all? Or I don't know. How would you deal with it when you were little to be okay when she would go?
It would increase my emotional intelligence, I guess you could say. Mind you, like, I'm a real mama's boy. I really love my mom. Like, I feel like if she didn't give me up at the age she did, I was always going to be next to my mom. I feel like I think I would have crashed out if in a multiverse, in a different reality where I never left my mama's side. I think I would have not been in the right headspace because I would have had more time with my mom, if that makes sense. I would have always been on that same journey with her, but because I haven't been around that same journey, the pain is deep, but I'm not really, I'm not truly hurt like that, but that sense of longing for her, like, I always like that, always want to be next to her. That still exists. Like, that never disappeared. I don't know if my mom ever felt that, but I always try to tell her, like, Mom, I always love you. Like, despite your decisions, I always want to be next to you. Like how like my kids want to be next to me all the time. But we never got that chance. And she tried convincing me at an older age, like, hey, you should come back home to Laos and be with my peoples, and I'm gonna build this house for you. But Mom, I'm like, all right, I'm finishing up my military career, college. I just got me a wife and kids. I don't want to move my kids and family from this. I want to give them real stability type shit, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I can't do that. My career's out here, my life's out here. I got a purpose out here in the United States. My thing is now is I gotta fulfill destiny to change the world type shit. You know, I got to do something before I dip out. You know, and I even asked my wife yesterday, was like, you think San Diego would hurt if I died today? She was like she was honest. She was like, I think San Diego would hurt because of all the work you put in.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely, man. No, I agree, bro. Fuck, man. No, that's a lot, dude. So like, with all that being said, how did you put everything aside and like let her be her and accept that for yourself?
You know, I really didn't have a choice. I had to accept that this was my journey, my own personal journey. When I realized my father was never going to come back into my life, or my mom, you know. And there was times I was on the streets, you know, I'm sleeping on people's couches, you know. And my mama, like, she was living her life. She was wearing Louis Vuitton, Chanel, fucking Prada. She was wearing all the high stuff. I'm wearing street clothes, bro. Fucking Walmart, like hoodies. Walmart fucking leg joggers, you know. And I'm wearing the cheap shit. And the little money that I do get sometimes, I'll sometimes buy me something nice, you know. And whenever she call, I'm like, things happen, man. It's just life. You just get crazy, you know. 18 years old, I leave my hometown to pursue different ventures. And, you know, she never knew that I got arrested, you know, for beating up two cops. And she didn't know I had that battle, that I had to go fight this battle, this 20-year sentence, you know. And I took a plea deal to go into the Army to avoid jail time. She didn't know that. She just thought I was stupid and to join the Army during wartime. I was like, you know, till this day, she still didn't know that, you know. You know, there's some things I never told my mom about. And for reasons, too. I didn't want her to worry about me like that. But, you know, it was also at the time where I didn't even have a U.S. citizenship, so I was ready to crash out. Like, I can't get a job. No one's hiring. You know what I'm saying? I'm a poor first-generation immigrant. You know, how the fuck am I supposed to get around? So the blessing in disguise was going into the Army, you know. So it ultimately was the right decision for beating up those two cops. Got away with it, too. You know? But those small decisions were ultimately what led to my success in life. That's why I tell it, it's destiny. It was destiny, you know. I learned a long time ago, destiny, it's real. But it's how you perceive your destiny, you know. So like my mama, when I noticed that, you know, she was never gonna come back and she's pursuing her ventures and she's trying to be the best version of herself, and I have to remember, like, she's on her own journey, you know. With or without me, she's on her own journey, and she's still trying to figure it out herself, trying to figure out who she is and what she's about and what she can improve on. And just like how she left me to figure it out, I had to allow her to figure it out.
Damn. Yeah. Fuck. At what point did you gain this insight? Did you already have kids, or is this before you had kids?
I was enlightened roughly around age 24. This is right after I married my wife.
Okay.
It's funny because my mom literally got married the day after I married my wife.
Oh, no shit.
However, technically, we got married the same day because in Switzerland, she was a day ahead. But but if you're looking at the same time where me and my wife got married, we got married at the same time.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we technically have the same anniversary, but I'm at this, you know, on paper it says 19 for her. On my paperwork it's 18, but if you look at the different time zones, we're on the 18 both. But when she figured out that I was married, you know, I married my wife, she was angry. She was like, "Why are you getting married? You didn't tell nobody." yo, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't need to tell nobody. I'm a man, you know, like the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got married, you didn't tell me. You didn't send me an invitation to your wedding. The fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but at this time, me and my mom weren't even talking like that. I was still angry and resentful towards her. It wasn't until my wife talked some sense into me and be like, hey, you should really talk to your mom. Like actually sit down and really talk to her type shit, you know?
Yeah.
And then eventually I gave in because my wife, you know, she was like how my wife is, her husband, his name is Renee. He's pretty much her center, her rock, you know. And when she talking crazy and she have these like extreme views, like, oh, I ain't doing this, woo, woo. He brings her back now. It's like, no, like, shut the fuck out.
Yeah. Your mom's husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing for my wife. Like when I would have these extreme views and I want to get crazy on some motherfucker, she my rock. She brings me back to, hey, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, all right, you know, and that's what happened. You know, both sides. He did his thing. My wife did, you know, her thing, and we came to the middle. And she brought me to her home country. Oh, not home country, the country she was living at the time in Switzerland. And out there, she wanted me to become a Buddhist monk for a little bit, you know. In that time, I had got time to reflect where I could have been with her, you know, in Switzerland. I mean, damn, I'm telling you right now, Switzerland is beautiful.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. One of the most beautiful countries in the world. However, in that time, it's like I got time to really absorb the universe's energy because I was away from my wife. I was away from some responsibilities at the time. And this is the time where I became a Christian man, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, this is the path where, am I going to be a Christian or am I going to be a Buddhist? I still ended up being a Christian. You know, I took a fork. There was a fork in the road. I had a left or right, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so, you know, I look back and that's when the universe's wisdom started pouring into me little by little. If, you know, those little sand clocks where you turn over?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that was the universe, the little sands were just giving me little information at a time. They didn't pour it all into me, but eventually I would start opening up my third eye and start realizing, like, you know, it's not about just me, like, starting forgiving people, you know. This is the same time I start calling people and telling them, hey, I'm sorry I robbed you. I'm sorry I beat you up. Sorry I burned your house down. Sorry I threw bricks at your window. You know, I'm starting telling all my enemies, I'm no longer your enemy. Forgive me for all the stupid shit I did type shit, you know. I would tell people, like, I'm sorry I robbed you. I'm sorry I took money from you. Sorry I stole from you. Sorry I lied to you. You know, this is the part where I started, like, repenting for my sins.
Yeah.
This is why I have no enemies right now.
What motivated you to start doing that? Because that's a big ass deal that, like, a lot of people have to go through some sort of, like, personal development class or fucking fraternity or like something that's like extreme to get that message of like older homies being like, yo, you got to set shit right. Like, how'd you know to do that?
Yeah, again, it was just like shit wasn't going right for me, man. Like, I was drowning in debt. Wasn't making the right financial decisions. I was indulging a lot of the things that God didn't like me to do, you know, having sex with different girls all the time and not being committed to one woman and just playing with people's emotions and committing all these crimes and shit. And eventually, like, the Buddhist view didn't make sense to me at the time, but I just knew that, you know, I was always been spiritual with the Christian ideology, and then that's when I had asked God for his assistance, and God, you know, he granted me the opportunity to do all that. So that's how I was able to achieve all the success I have been in my life through him, you know what I'm saying? Through my hardest time, I've always reached out to other Christians, you know, priests and, you know, chaplains to help me, like, guide through the hardest times in my life. And I can't do that with monks. Monks, like if I go to a regular Buddhist dude, like just hey, what's your religion? Oh, I'm Buddhist. Okay, hey, give me some life advice. Like he couldn't tell you. All right, let me go talk to a Buddhist monk. He'll try to give me some philosophies. Ain't shit gonna work for me with those philosophies. You know what I'm saying? Sounds good on paper. Sounds good on wax. You know what I'm saying? Well, when I go talk to a priest, a chaplain, hey, I'm going through this right now. Like, what can you do for me? And the first thing they do, let's pray. Then they pray. Then they open up the book. Here's a verse from the Bible. Boom, boom, boom. All right, this is what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with Buddhism. Sounds good on wax. Sounds good on theory, but
Yeah.
if you need something to figure it out, as a Buddhist, where's the book at? You can't reference nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no stories to say. You know? You know, Buddha is cool. Like, if you really look at Buddha, like Buddha, the guy who set the trend, his story is cool. He went through some shit for real.
Yeah.
I love his lessons. But there ain't no book to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To really know Buddhism, you have to almost damn near live the lifestyle. Cut your hair off, live minimally, meditate half the day type shit. You know, you really got to live their lifestyle to be Buddhist.
Yeah.
And you know, not everybody. It's a real discipline. It's a real discipline.
Fuck yeah.
And I feel like if you were trying to, the average person that actually want to be a Buddhist, a real Buddhist, to actually live Buddhist lifestyle, which is you fast from noon till 6 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
wake up at 5:30 to meditate, and then pretty much that's your life, bro. Live minimally. You know, the guy lived off of robes.
Yeah.
Can you live off of robes? Do you have that discipline?
Right.
Exactly. I like, and even then, like, that's a lifestyle you have to force upon other people, like my wife and kids. That's not practical for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not practical for my family. It's practical in theory. It's practical if you really got no aspirations to do nothing.
Yeah.
If you was truly Buddha, pretty much any goals or has to end.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Buddha's goal was just live life until you die.
Yeah. Be one with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not disrupting nothing. Yeah.
No, it's not practical.
Yeah.
But what's practical is, you know, God had 10 commandments plus 2, and that was practical.
Yeah, for sure. No, I feel that. Dude, that's cool, man. So it's like through a conversation with God, and then on your spiritual journey, you gain the insights to heal that with yourself, and then allow your mom to be your mom. That's fucking dope, bro. Like, that's a big deal. Like, and I think, like, we don't hear enough stories like that about Christianity in modern times. It's like now when people like just like overgeneralizing, it's kind of like everybody has something bad to say. It's like, what the fuck? Like, we're on the wrong, entirely wrong focus of all of this. Like, dude, this is a beautiful thing, and this is how it's supposed to be used and what it's for. Like, is to get peace with our, like, peace and tangible actions, peace and love with our family, our people, and create tangible actions to enhance that.
Yeah. Well, the Bible, you know, the Bible is like an AK-47, bro. That's what it is, man. It's an AK-47, bro. And with the most, you know, with armor-piercing bullets, you know, that's what it is. That's what the Bible is. Now, you can use it to protect yourself, or you could use it to kill people. However you want to use it. That's how, and that's same thing with knowledge, man. If I gave you the knowledge on how to make a fucking atom bomb, now since if I planted that information in your head, it's like, hey, this is how you build an atomic bomb safely, and this is how you can use it on your enemies. How would you, like, then you can have two options. All right, now I know how to build one. In case there is enemies, I can use it against them or protect my peoples. Or I can use it or not use it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what the Bible is, you know, like, if you want to use it for evil, yeah, man, use it for evil, man, and just know that there's repercussions on it, like how Hitler used it for evil.
Yeah.
You know, and people forget that he was a Catholic man. You know, a Jewish Catholic man, which is crazy. But you know, he used it for evil. You know, the KKK used it for evil. You know, but everybody forget that, you know, Christianity is a Asian religion. It's not a white religion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's had nothing to do with white folks. Yeah, the Greeks might have taken it and translated it, but yeah, man, the Christianity, Jesus was an Asian man, born in Bethlehem. Bethlehem is located in Asia.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
The Tigris and Euphrates River is located in Iraq, in Asia.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The two first humans were Asians.
Yeah.
So it's an Asian religion. Like I'm practicing my religion. Everybody else that came afterwards, they drink. You know, the white folks are trying. You know, they whitewash my entire religion. But you know, Judaism is an Asian religion.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, like that's how I look at it. You know, you can try and challenge me the facts, but that's the facts. The scientific fact. In fact, you want to go. If you want to go beyond religious facts, those are scientific facts. Yeah. You know?
For sure. No, most definitely, man. That's cool. I like that. And I like your reasoning too. Like it's very insightful and it's like very open-minded too. It's like your view allows everybody else's view to still exist with respect. Like that's dope. I fuck with that.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, man. Did you ever talk about God with your mom?
All the time, you know.
Yeah.
She always trying to get me to reconvert back to being a Buddhist, but I had told her, like, Mom, like, when you left me alone, I'd always had messages from God talking to me all the time. I'm always yelling at God, why you make me live out here by myself? Why do I exist? Like, just let me die already, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I would just be cussing him out all the time. I'm talking to an invisible guy in the sky as a child.
Yeah.
Cursing him out every day, telling him, like, why am I here? You know? So that's how I knew God existed. I'm talking to an invisible dude.
Yeah.
A kid.
I feel that.
You know? I wasn't yelling at Buddha. Buddha, why you bring, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't talking to Buddha. I was talking to God, you know?
Yeah. Damn.
So when I finally realized who I was talking to, then I was like, sorry, Father, help me out here. You know, I'll do whatever you want me to do. Help me out here. And he did that.
Yeah.
He listened. That's why I tell everybody, he don't think he don't listen. He listen. He'll help you in the best way he can, but he still designed us to die.
Yeah.
He still designed us to get sick. He still designed us to, you know, to fall ill, you know?
Yeah.
So, but the time that you have, he gonna allow you to succeed as long you ask purely, not with no evil intentions, with malicious intentions. You know, he'll grant you what you want, but he gonna make you just like anybody else. He'll make you work for it.
Yeah.
He'll give you the opportunity. It's like, hey man, like, hey, let me be the best landscaper. All right, well, here's 10-foot fucking grass. Go figure it out. You know?
Yep.
You know, here's some rusted shears. You know?
And a mudslide at the same time.
Yeah, you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
He's gonna grant you the opportunities. How you gonna learn? You know, he's not gonna give you a $10,000 lawnmower and the best weed whacker in the market to become the best landscaper. He's gonna make you like learn from the ground up. You know, just like how you had to learn how to walk. You know, it's already built in you to figure it out, and he can't give you everything. Like imagine, like I was like, what was it? T.I. You know, T.I. became successful. You know T.I. right?
Yeah.
You know, he's successful, entrepreneur. He making millions. He got the life he always wanted from the hood. You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, he gets some kids. He gives them everything they want. Chains, money, nice house, cars. And his son, King, still decided to be a fuckboy.
Yeah.
You still want to rock the fucking guns and I'm from the hood. Like, T.I. was like, motherfucker, you live behind a gated community. Motherfucker was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, stop acting like that. You embarrassing me.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't get, you know, that's, you got to look at it like that. Like how T.I., like, you know, how God is our father. T.I. is our father, the king. If God gives me everything, I'm not gonna learn nothing. I'm not gonna be able to continue replicating the same success.
Yeah.
So he gave me hella opportunities to become the best version of myself. And as the years go on, the days go on, I look back and say, you know, I'll tell all my friends and family, like, I shouldn't even be here. I'm the first generation American, you know what I'm saying, immigrant. I still got my citizenship, college, successful family, house, took over San Diego hip hop. I shouldn't even be doing this shit. I should be where all the motherfuckers who've been living here for 300-400 years, you know, fucking struggling in the streets on drugs and fucking going to jail, you know. But that was not my path and journey, you know. So that's why it's important, you know, like to figure out like your spiritualness, where you're gonna get your spiritual guidance from, you know. As long as it has integrity in it. Like, the Bible to me is not corrupted. It's never been corrupted. It's the motherfucker who's teaching it's corrupted.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
And I tell everybody, read the Bible not for the lessons, but for the journey that came along with it.
Yeah. Hella.
You know?
Yeah. That's dope.
Because you gotta remember, when that book first came out, nobody knew how to read. In fact, I don't think anybody knew how to read until like the 1950s.
Yeah.
You know, like, slaves couldn't read. It was just word of mouth, you know.
Right.
And then whoever had the book, again, it's like an AK-47, who you could use it for good or you use it for evil.
Yeah.
And some of them chose for evil, for self-gain, and that's why, like, there's that's why they ain't got no legacy.
Yeah. No, dude, entirely. And like, you know, it's interesting, man. Like, as just from all of our conversations, just all over time and whatever, and just from what I've heard you speak about your mom and like your upbringing and your family and everything, like, one thing that I'm really present to is that, like, I get the sense that your mom, like, trusted the world. Like, she trusted the world in a very unique way that most people are afraid to trust the world in. So like how I'm kind of like, how this is making sense to myself is like, all right, like, you got your neighborhood, and it's like, all right, my kids are safe to go play with this circle of neighbors within this radius. I trust that this circle is safe to go to. And then it's like, all right, now we got relatives on the other side of the town. Well, going to their house in that little circle is safe. You're cool. I don't got to trip as a parent. But then I see, like, your mom takes that and like zooms the fuck out, where it's like she took, like, no, the United States is a safe place on this earth, rather than like, oh, like, you got to go there and be scared and da da da. It's like she was like putting trust in the good that was going to happen. Like, I don't get the sense that she was putting trust into shit that didn't make sense, or like put her energy into fears and worries. And like, because from what I gather, it's like she was living her life, and like in a direct and indirect way, it's like how you learn to do you and what you do. And it's like why you're not afraid to go where you go or do what you do, or like also why you're not afraid to not go somewhere. Because most people will feel obligated. I have to go here because this happened. I got to do this. I got to do that. Da, 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 da. So like, I feel like she kind of like put this big ass like, yo, like, Yamamoto, your world is safe, bro. Like, go. Even though it's dangerous and all this shit, right? But it's like, you survive. You're here. So she was right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I see that, like, she really trusted in the world and in the good of people. Is that accurate?
Yeah, man. If you look at it like that, because she was raised in Laos, right? All the way up to age 6 or 7. I think this is the story she gave me. And her mama or her daddy had too many kids to feed. So she always got the last bit of rice on the bowl, you know? And she was starving, hungry, and she had to work, you know, those stories, you know, I had to walk 5 miles to school. Those stories were real for her country, you know.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't got no shoes either, so they feet was blistered up, and they were walking through mud and just to get to school. And then when they get to school, they hungry, and the school ain't got no food for them. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a constant struggle for them. And this is during the war too. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, when she was able to go to Thailand and be with her friends and live with them and live with her cousins and aunts and shit. You know, she was able to eat and kind of survive, but she still had this weird thing. You know, she longed for her father, like how I longed for my mother, and she longed for her father. And you know, but he couldn't be there for her. But from what my mama told me, that he loved her dearly, and he always worried about her. That's his baby girl, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and mind you, he came from the old age where it's okay to hit your kids and stuff like that, yell at your kids. But my mama was already emotionally intelligent at the time, so she took that ass whooping personally. And so she resented him for a certain amount of time, and until she realized that he wasn't that man. It was just that one act that scared her, that, you know, that put the mistrust in her head.
Yeah.
But later on, she would regret not forgiving him soon enough. But she did always tell me she longed for him, and she always loved him. And when she finally came to France, she didn't come to America. She went to France, and then she was this 15-year-old girl, right? And she seen the streets filled with drug addicts, gangsters, criminals, just all the worst people on the streets, you know. And and she was living on the streets like a dog. She used to tell me that, I mean, people would like treat her like shit, and the fact that she's an immigrant Asian girl. But the good thing, she was a cute Asian girl, but the point is there was too many evil characters trying to take advantage of her on a physical sense, like, you know, sexually and shit like that. So she's seen the evils in France, and she didn't like that, you know. And when I was born, and when we became homeless, because, you know, she didn't want me to be with my father no more, because he was dating a very abusive woman. You know, when we decided, you know, when she decided, like, hey, I can't have my kid here, at the same time, she's like, fuck, the streets are just too dangerous out here, you know? And at that time, I've already adapted to the streets of Paris, you know? I was walking, dude, I'm a 4-year-old kid walking the streets of Paris at 8 o'clock at night, you know? You know, doing God knows what, you know what I'm saying? Going to shops, stealing bread and shit, you know? 4-year-old kid, you know, I'm already a French boy, you know?
Yeah.
And she didn't want that for me, you know? And so she thought, hey, man, fuck. She had family members in Arkansas. Maybe they can raise me, you know? Not knowing that what could happen. That makes sense. Not knowing what could happen. And then eventually she saw that it was just as dangerous. However, the one difference was I had relatives, like cousins I could grow up with. So we had each other's backs. And then eventually, you know, that worked out in my favor, because my cousins was in Arkansas was the one who held me down in the long run. You know, when I went to go visit them in January this year, we chopped it up, and I told them, man, y'all were the best part of my upbringing. Like, being around y'all, fucking around, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like, till 3 o'clock in the morning playing freeze tag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Freezing.
Yeah.
Literally freezing. But we're fucking around and shit and getting in trouble with our, you know, with each other's parents and shit. And, you know, that's what we was doing. We was the baby kids. And we was just fucking around and shit. And it was a good times right there. So ultimately, my mom made the best decision, because she gave me a childhood, a real one. But a childhood that without her, though, unfortunately. You know, So even though I wanted both my parents, she still gave me a good childhood, regardless, you know, and I thank her for that.
Yeah. Dude, fuck yeah. No, that's a big deal, man. Like, I can only imagine as a parent being put in that situation, like, cause shit, I got kids. I'm like, fuck, I can't even fathom that, dude. Like, that is so beyond like what's even in my personal, or what's in my personal world, you know, or like how I live my life on a regular basis. Like, that's crazy, man. And like, you know, it's interesting too. It's like something that always is fascinating to me about you is like your story and the whole thing reminds me so much of my grandpa on my Chinese side. Like, he was in the army. He came to America by himself. He came here with 50 cents, ended up becoming a boss ass motherfucker, buying fucking 7 houses, 6 kids, like just doing it. And like, I think that's something that's so cool is like you really do represent the American dream in many ways. And that's a big thing I get from you is like, damn, is to reappreciate the United States of America for the goodness that it is. Because like how you're talking about with the Bible, it's like you could weaponize it or it's like you could use it wrong or you could use it right. And I feel like a lot of people who live in the United States are using it wrong. Like we're existing here completely incorrect. And then we see somebody like you come and you're like, no, I appreciate this. I love the United States. My grandpa was that way too. And it was like, dude, like, this is, it's like, it's like, shit, I got 3 generations that work so fucking hard to be here. And it's like, for me to be here, it's like, I'm not trying to be like T.I.'s kid in that example. It's like, no, how do I honor all of that and my family and all the hard decisions that they had to make to put my grandpa on a boat from China to come here in the first place and the rest of my relatives and all that. So like, I don't know, man, it's just fascinating how like your perspective, it makes me appreciate the land we live in just even more. Like I make it a point to try to do that on my own, but like your perspective and your reason for being here forces somebody who's a natural born citizen here to appreciate it more. Because like, dude, like we're kind of forgetting what the struggle is like because so many motherfuckers been comfortable for so fucking long now. So it's like refreshing when you hear this shit because many people feel this way, whether their story's different or whatever. Like everyone has some shit. And like to talk about this and put it out there and like to see like, how do I even say this? Like through this conversation, I can see how other men, people, you know, anybody in relationship to their mother can take something from this and readapt it into appreciating their mom and their struggle and everything that much more. Because the relationship you and your mom had was like, it was up and down and up and down and back and forth. And then like for you to come to a place where like you guys had like everything you've told me about leading up to her passing, like you went and got straight with her, like all the way. You shared your music with her. You shared your song for her with her. You guys had real conversations. You made a dedication to her, like, dude, like I'm gonna take care of my wife, my kids, I'm gonna make sure I do this for you and just the family legacy, all of that, right? Like, so like there's so much behind that like it's beautiful. And like I think it's so important that this conversation exists because other people can now choose to let their mom go, let them exist, let them have their own life. Because, this is what I was gonna say too, was like, even though you guys had a rocky relationship, at the end, the bond and the love and the things you guys communicated about is deeper and more loving. And not that it's comparison, but then people who have good relationships with their parents their whole life. So like, I give it up to you, man. That's a big fucking deal. And that's some real grown man shit. And like what you're doing for your family, by you doing that, sets your family free. Like, because otherwise they have to continue that fucking same cycle, which happened to your mom and her dad, and then to you, to your mom, and so on and so on. And it's like, you're like, nah, fuck this. This stops here. Not in any bad way, but like in a positive way where it's like, yo, we're learning, we're doing the shit. And it's like, I see you that's why your kids are happy to come hang out with you, because you did it. You did the work. You're creating that for yourself. And like, I think that's exactly what your mom was wanting you to do. And it's like, I don't even know if she realized that that's what she was wanting you to do or not, but it was like you did that and you allowed her to carry on peacefully in love, knowing that her son fucking loves her, dude. Like, fuck, man. That's a big deal, bro. Like, you did that shit, man. And like, that's to show what's possible. It's like, it's like, whether your mom taught you that or not, that's how you ended. And in a roundabout way, that is her lesson, you know? Like, I think that's so beautiful, man. Like, I don't know. There was something that you said at some point. I forget exactly, but it was like, she knew what she was doing. And that shit hits, dude, because I fully agree. I entirely get the sense she knew exactly what she was doing. She zoomed out. She trusted the process. She trusted you. She trusted what she gave you and what she equipped you to do. And you did it, man. And you at every crossroads or every fork in the road, it's like you chose to do good. You chose to do good, like, ultimately. And that's the shit that, like, we're both parents. We want that. We want our kids to do that. So it's like, if we can stand as men in a position where we make our parents proud or we make ourselves proud, like, there's nothing more honorable, man. Like, all your accolades in music and in the military and everything you've created in your life, like, you being able to meet your mom with love and peace, truly authentically, there's no greater form of success. Like, that's it. And I think the more that, especially people from the streets and broken families, it's like, this is the lesson we need to learn. And this is the important shit. The looking cool, all of that is fucking not even second. That's third, fourth, fifth. It's like, that's way down the line. This is the important shit, man. Like, I just want to say I'm proud of you, man. And you really are setting a great example. And it's like, I'm learning so much through your process of this.
Yeah.
So thank you, man. Like, that's crazy, bro. Is there anything you want to say on that, or
No,
I move to the next thing?
she was a very special, spiritual person, you know. Before she died, we had a conversation where she said, you know, whatever happens to me, whether if I, you know, die or live, just know that all of this was meant to happen. Like, even my death, you know. This cancer was meant to, and she said, I'm open arms to the idea that I'm going to pass away and leave you, you know, your heart broken. And I said, I understand, Mom. Like, I already understood destiny at that time, because me meeting my wife was destiny. Me having kids with my wife was destiny. My relationship with her and healing was destiny. Mm-hmm. Her, where she's at now, is destiny. She was telling me a lot of stuff before, obviously before she died, and she told me certain things I need to look for. You know, one thing specific, she told me that she could not trust certain family members that she was living with at the time. Still don't trust them. She was like, when I pass, you must come back home and gather my belongings, my property, my money. And I always told my mom, I don't care about none of that shit. I just want you to live, you know. But she understood I was never greedy. I'm greedy with her. Only thing I wanted was her time, her existence. She knew that. I never wanted her money. Like, it's nice she buy me things once in a while. It's cool. I never said no. It's like, you buy me, hey, that's fine. The thing I always loved from my mom was never the materialistic things. I always appreciated the food, the time. Again, I'm greedy with the time. I didn't care about none of that. If we could spend time eating and drinking together, that's all I cared about. Mm-hmm. You know, the travels, luxuries, I never cared about that. That's like quality time was the most expensive time for me. That's time was more expensive than luxury. Mm-hmm. That makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I looked at it. But she was a spiritual person, and she knew exactly how all this was going to play out, you know, and she knew I was spiritual with, you know, with my own version of, you know, of God, you know, and everything worked out the way it was supposed to. I miss her all the time. I really do. Always did since I was born. But now, where she's at now, she told me, hey, you were brought here into this earth long before I was born. She said she had dreams of God, her Buddha, that, or not a Buddha, a monk in her dream came to her and said, I'm going to give you a gift, and he's going to bring about change into this world. She would tell me this story, like it was so vivid to her.
Wow.
And when I was born, bam, I'm there. And she didn't know how much impact I would make into the world, My best friend yesterday, me and him talking, he was like, man, only if people knew how much, you helped so many people in this world, like from the homeless to veterans to soldiers, just the regular person on the street. You just don't. Only if people knew. I was like, I told him, when the right time comes, all the people who I helped in this world will come out and they will vouch for me. When the right time comes, maybe right when stardom hits, right? Maybe right when that happens, people are like, I know him, blah, blah. He was my sergeant, or he was the guy who helped me, with that $20 down the street or something, Everybody's going to come out at the same time and say, I'm the realest nigga on the street,
Yup.
And that's what's going to happen. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. And because I never, again, all my enemies, I asked for forgiveness already. And then pretty much then on, I've always been a straight arrow, helping people out whenever I can and do what's right and do right to the people who done right by me,
Yeah. Hell.
So, like, same thing. When it came to my mom, she did a lot of right by people. I don't know if she had enemies. She never talked about them, if she did or she didn't. But I'm sure when the right time comes, the people who supported my mom and the lives she touched, they will come out and support me too. Maybe. Don't know. But I know I did what I was supposed to do. And, and the great thing between me and my mom, we shared the same life, just in two different parts of the world. I traveled, she traveled, I helped, she helped. The difference is I'm doing on a larger scale. I broke hella generational curses in the family, where she couldn't, I'm her only child, but, I'm over here raising the whole family over here the right way, get the house, got the career, got the money, got the education, doing it right, whereas a lot of her family are now just starting doing it, versus, but I had to do it by myself. Even though she never helped me buy a house, she helped me with the down payment. You know what she did? She did give me the furniture to put in the house. But that down payment, she didn't do that. I did that. She didn't help me go to college. I paid for my college. I did that. I went to debt for that. She didn't pay for. She might have helped like $1,000 here. If I was falling behind, on food, but she never paid for anything like that. She might have helped, like, maybe the first time when I left home at age 18, she bought me a car just for me to wreck it. That's why I said, like, don't be giving your kids everything.
Yeah.
They gonna fuck it up. Let them work for it. Give them the opportunity, to earn it.
Yeah.
That's why I like a lot of people say, oh, you're gonna give your kid, like, let them earn it. Let them fuck up and, the right way. Don't fucking give them everything. People, my kid was like, hey, when can I get a chain like you, Dad? When can I? You earn it.
Yeah.
Go work and get your shit. Go through the ups and downs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, what's great that my mom had given me was the ability to go through it. And, I don't think that my father could have taught me that. I don't think my mom could have, like, physically taught me that. But by letting me out into the wilderness, that's how I look at it. Like, I don't know if you follow Spartan ideology. Age 7, the Spartans, the traditional mother and father would give up their child and have their child go into Spartan Academy at age 7. and at their certain age, I think like 14, 13 years old, they let them go into the wilderness for them to survive on their own, and they can't come back until they mastered the land.
Yeah.
Kill their wolves, wear the wolves' clothing, learn how to cook on their own, learn how to, kill the animals, and, stuff like that. And then that's when you become a Spartan.
Yeah. Hella. Yeah, dude, no, for sure. It sounds like that's a lesson that she left you with beyond her even physically being here, is like how to, like you said, how to be resilient, how to keep going, how to do some shit, face some shit. Like, that's cool, man. How do you feel, or how does your mom's passing impact your how does it impact your relationship with your wife being a mom?
Everything is all about life lessons. You never stop learning. I look at my children's eyes. I know for sure if my wife had passed away, my children would hurt deeply. Mm-hmm. So one thing I learned from not having my mom around is to ensure that my children has the opportunity to love their parent or their mom, Yeah. And the way they do that is to ensure that there's a roof over their head, they got clothes, they got food. I treat my wife good, make sure she looks nice, she dressed nice, she gets good food, she gets treated fairly and respectfully, Mm-hmm. We bicker sometimes, that's what happens when you live together too long, cabin fever, but it happens. Yeah. That's why I rap. I go out in the streets and come back more loving than if you see them every minute of the day. You're gonna feel some type of way,
Right.
You gotta go do something for yourself.
Yep.
But for sure, I never got my mom never walked me to school. I mean, she walked me to school at one point, but after that, left me for adoption. I don't have any more memories of her like that no more. So I want to make sure, I told my wife, like, you got to walk them to school. Make sure their lunch is packed, their breakfast is packed, pick them up from school. Once that time comes, you ain't never going to see them again like that. As soon as they get middle school, that's it. They got friends now.
Yep.
And they built relationships since elementary school. And then they're going to be in high school. They're going to find love. I told her as soon as they hit 18, and then what?
Yeah.
EDC, fucking Coachella, whatever, fucking getting high or getting, drunk, whatever. I hope they don't.
Yeah.
But if they do, it's going to happen.
Right.
And my aunt, she saw me smoke some weed at my uncle's funeral. She was like, "You smoke weed now?" I was like, "It's like, hey, it's safer than alcohol."
Yeah.
All right. Which one you want me? You want me to get drunk or you want me to get high? I said, trust me, you want me to get high. Alcohol fucks you over. This is a depressant. Yeah. You want me to be depressed or you want me to be happy? Because we make you happy.
Right.
So only got two choices here.
Hey, yo.
We still got drunk and high, but it balances itself out.
Right.
But yeah, man, like, but my aunt and uncle got to see me grow up. They got memories of me, but my mama, she don't get that. So it was, she got to see me grow up at a distance, extreme distance. But I didn't want that for my kids. So that's a lesson within itself, like, she taught me to appreciate parenthood more now. Like, now I'm more involved with my kids. Like, my kids, like, Dad, I want to go on this field trip. It's going to cost me $100. Here you go, buddy. No questions asked. Oh, Dad, I want to go on school dance. Here's $20. Make it happen.
Yeah.
Dad, I want to hang out with my friends. I want to go watch movies. Bring them. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad, my friend wants to spend the night. Fuck it. Bring them. You know how some parents don't like kids, other people's houses and stuff like that? And it's like, fuck it. And they were like, oh, my kid's a vegetarian. All right, just list the fucking food and I'll go get it. Like, fuck it. It's like, at the end of the day, it's just like I'm allowing my kids to have a childhood, have friends, and not also be also very protective either. Like, because I could have transformed my negative childhood into one of them parents that seen all the shit that goes on in the streets and be overprotective.
Yup.
I could have been that parent too, but I said, nah, man. Like, I want my kid also be a baby kid, you know, fucking around and find out, you know.
Yeah.
And so that way you can learn some bullshit, you know.
Yup.
Like yesterday, apparently my daughter got into it with another kid in her class. I had to go to the school today and, you know, confront the kid. It might have been a good thing, bad thing. I just got a call from the principal just saying, "The fuck you doing?" You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it just shows. I told my kids, I'm right or wrong, I'm gonna be there for you, you know. And same thing, like I told my daughter, were you like making fun of this kid? It's like, yeah, we were making fun of that. Well, that's why he hit you. But at the same time, he shouldn't be hitting you. So I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, you can't be going around making fun of kids, you know. At first, I was angry at the kid. I saw the kid. He was a little chubby one. So I was like, okay, y'all making fun of the chubby kid. I looked at her, no, making fun of this kid. All right. You know, I know why they making fun of him. As soon as I saw him, I knew why they were making fun of him. He was the chubby kid.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, you can't do that. That's not right.
Yeah.
I wanted to be mad, but I couldn't. Like, as soon as I saw him, it's like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at him no more. So I knew why they was making fun of him, but at the same time, I have to play, you know, the devil's advocate sometimes. Like, look, this is why you're getting picked on.
Yup.
But at the same time, like, can't do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's the most important thing. If your kids are getting bullied or picked on, is to first start with what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, have their back still, but you got to find out their part. Like, nobody's just fucking innocent.
I know, right? So it's like, yeah, so again, you know, I grew up around gangsters, bullies, and all these motherfuckers, you know, racist motherfuckers. And then, but I could have been that overprotective parent, could have been a Karen, went to the school. Oh, that kid beating up my kid. Woo, woo. Let's make this. Let's
lawsuit.
Lawsuit. You know, I could have went that route.
Yeah.
And then, but I didn't. You know, I want everything to be a learning lesson for my kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's good, dude. I like that. I guess we can kind of start wrapping this up. But last thing is, like, how do you want your mom to be remembered?
I want my mom to be remembered through my music. She knew I was musically talented, you know. She knew I was a musical genius. The minute I pursued orchestra, the minute I pursued, music in general, she knew I was gonna do something with it. She wasn't happy knowing that I want to do something with it, but she had no choice. And when I showed her the cover art for the album that I was gonna do for her, and her in dedication to her, when I showed her the song that I made for her, you know, she knew that I was gonna do something for her musically. Mm-hmm. So my third album is dedicated to her. Album is called Bossa Dago, which is going to be released on maybe on May 23rd. We're finish up the last songs for the album. I have so many features on there, so many songs that show my improvement from the last two albums, you know. And mind you, my first two albums almost had no features. No, almost no feature. I had a few features, like shout out to Boo Boo, shout out to Trap House, Franco, and but other than that, I didn't have that many features at all.
Yeah,
you know. So, and it's not I didn't have that people weren't fucking with me. I just didn't create that network yet. I didn't go around talking to the right people. What this recent album right here, this is a huge improvement where people were starting to come. I was being the gravity, or being attracted to me now, and they were coming to me to, hey, I want to be your feature.
Fuck yeah.
Or we'll just come together and just like, hey, you want to get on this album? And they were like, yeah, I want to get on this album, you know. And then And when I look back on my mom's, Facebook. By the way, I was the one like who showed her how to create a Facebook account and upload photos and videos. And she left me a good journal of her. So I'm not gonna forget her so easily.
Fuck yeah.
She was very, photogenic, videogenic, and she left me a good diary. So I'm not gonna be without her for a while.
Fuck yeah.
I can look at some of the journey she been on too. I never really took the time to look at her journey, and you know what? I was looking at some of it last night, and I was getting teary eyed. But I'm gonna look closer as to some of the videos she left me behind.
Yeah.
And I'm happy I've also created this journey for my kids too, so they're gonna see a lot of the videos the people who I've touched over the years. Because, a lot of people they see people, but they don't know them.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody right now who's listening to this, we all do the same thing. We wake up, we worry about bills, we worry about ourselves, we worry about our mental health, we worry about the close ones, we worry about whether we're going to eat food or not, we worry about aging. We all worry about the same thing. The difference is it's just the ideology and the theories that we have about how we live that separates us, bro. But we do the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
We love, we laugh, we cry. We want to build relationships, but people are too afraid to do that. I don't know why. But I'm telling you right now, man, people need to let their guards down and let people in their lives,
Yeah.
I would never have been this successful in the rap game had I been so defensive.
Yeah.
And that's the reality. And I was able to bring a lot of people in because of that, And I was able to guide a lot of new artists to become the best version of themselves, too. And I'm working with a lot of artists, too. So how she's going to be remembered is going to be through my music. That's just how it is.
Fuck yeah.
To love me is to love her. You know what I'm saying? If you don't love me, you don't love her.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna represent my mom like that for the rest until I die, and I want to make sure that every music I make, it's something for my children to remember.
Fuck yeah.
So I made a song called "Letter to Mom," and I didn't call it "Letter to My Mom," "Letter for a Mom," "Letter to Mom," and it has 3 verses. And the story starts off how I was born and thanking her for creating the boss that I am today, and reminiscing the times we were homeless. And then the second verse talks about how I long for her, how I want her to be near me, how we could talk and stuff like that. And me making a promise to her that I'll take care of her grandchildren and my wife. I even made a promise that I won't cheat on my wife. I'll take care of her grandchildren, right? And the last verse is letting her know that I'm sorry that I couldn't reach the pinnacle of success prior to her death. I wanted her to see me on stage right there in front of me. She never got to see me perform. So that's one thing that hurts me the most, that she'll never get that opportunity. It was never resentments, it was just missed opportunities. She'll never get to see the 3rd album flourish. She'll never get to see her grandchildren turn 18 and go to college and get married and see her grandchildren, their grandchildren, or great-grandchildren. She'll never get to see that. It's just missed opportunities. So now we just live in her name, and that's what we live for. We don't live in memory; we live in names. Mind you, what gets passed on?
Your name.
Your name.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
Yeah.
People think it's just, oh, that's my name. But you know who gave you them?
Yeah.
So, right before you were born, they thought for hours what to call you.
Yo.
I mean, not everybody gets that. I might have a friend named A, just the letter A. I don't know what the hell they were talking about when it was like, hey, that's a great name, A. The next kid's gonna be B.
See how far down the alphabet we can get.
You know, not every kid gets that. But majority of the kids out there, their parents thought about what they should name them. So
Hell.
So your name does get passed down, you know. Unfortunately, my mom wanted to call me a very feminine name. What was the name she wanted to call me? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. It was a very feminine name. It was.
Hey, hold on. Think on that real quick. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break real quick.
Fuck it, let's go.
Damn, dude.
All right, we're back. So, oh yeah, what was that name? Did you come up with it?
Oh yeah, so you know, hold on, let me think about the name. Let me see. It was was it Melanie? Something like that. Or
Oh shit.
no, it was a very feminine name. Michelle.
Okay.
Yeah, she wanted to name me Michelle.
But that's Michael in French, right?
Michelle, yeah, Michelle. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the point.
Yeah.
And my father said, fuck that. Name him Van Hai. And after talking to some of the Vietnamese community, they said that's an interesting name. Van Hai is just it was a unique way of calling me Hai, you know. But most of my family members call me Hai, but Vang Hai was just like my father's way of calling me, and to me it had a ring to it. I remember growing up and people would try to make fun of me for that name. I was like, but you're saying it wrong. And the way they were pronouncing it, my mom and dad, was very like romantic in a way, you know, like said it with love. So when people said it in a funky way, I knew they were making fun of me, and I took that personal.
Yeah.
You know, so eventually I would have to change my name to Jason, and it was just because that day I was just like, when I got adopted, I was watching Friday the 13th, so I named myself after a fictional serial killer.
No shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So
you legally changed your name? It's not just like Asian name, American name type of thing.
No, it was illegally. It was, and if I had known it was a legal change at that time, I just learned. I didn't even know English at that time. They were just asking me, "Hey, what name you want?" I was like, I just got done watching Friday the 13th. Jason?
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. So was this in the United States when this happened?
Yeah.
Wow, dude. You were how old, you said?
I was 7 at the time. That's when I got adopted. Yeah.
Wow, dude. Oh, that's a trip. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I came to the U.S. at age 6, but the adoption process didn't finish until I was 7.
Okay.
I was in 2nd grade by that time. But at that time, my name was Vang Hai, and then I was like mad. Now I look back, I was like, damn, I want that name back. But, you know, I think we was talking about this before we started the whole podcast, that our lives are written in chapters. You know, that part of my story, that chapter is closed already, and we just got to keep moving forward. Now we just got to keep writing the next chapter. You know, my mom's death, that's a chapter of my life, you know, closed now. She's gone. There's no for her no come back. But what do we do with this information? How do we continue living knowing that, you know, that somebody that you love dearly is now gone? You know, the best way you can't live goofy. You know, you got to live in their name. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're out here disgracing your parents' names, like, just know, like, everything that they work for and what you work for is going down the drain. So I broke generational curses. I'm still a high achiever. I'm still out here winning. So, you know, in her name, we gonna win. I'm gonna be the best rapper alive, best rapper coming out of San Diego, best rapper coming out of California, and hopefully the whole United States. I'm not gonna be the best freestyle rapper. Shit, I'll get smoked on freestyle. I'll get smoked on battle rap. But what you're not gonna beat me in, it's the energy, the love, the artistry that comes in writing songs. You're not gonna beat me on it. Like, if you look at all your favorite rappers, go look at the credentials, and you're gonna find out real quick that it was 3-4 people who wrote that song. When you look at my credential, just my name, or the other rapper's name that was on the second verse. But you're not gonna find 2 more writers on my shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna know that shit that's authentic. That shit was real. I was written by me and nobody else. And y'all and then you call yourself a rapper and you need somebody else to help you write. You goofy as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Don't call yourself a rapper. Call yourself a capper, dude. You're not really living that shit.
Yeah.
You know, if you really need that many people to help you write your song, you a fake motherfucker. I ain't fucking with you. If I find out you, like, I think there was a time where I think Eminem had Kendrick Lamar in the same room, and he closed the room just to make sure he knew how to, right?
Yeah.
I'll be doing that to people. I'll bring in people in and just watch them fucking write.
Yeah.
Whether you do it good or not, I want you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna sit here and have 3 ghostwriters in the same room. I can't respect you for that.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Yeah, no, that's cool, dude. That's respectable because it's like, you know, your lane and you're forging your own lane and you know exactly what you're doing and you can't fuck with that. And that's the respectable shit is like, and that's my favorite place to meet my like my friends, my people, is like on a space of like, yo, we're creating this shit and we're going up. We're creating, and it's like we're locking in, we're like all the people I like really fuck with, they each have their own fucking lane. And it's like, how as serious as you are what you do, my next closest homie is as serious as you are doing what they do, and so on. And it's like, that's how we really make a difference in our community, is when it's like we can group together of people who are doing shit, making shit, they know their lane, and it's like, boom, we got a whole fucking freeway now, like, let's roll, you know? Like, that's fucking cool, man. And I love to see that you've taken it upon yourself to like really make this whole rap thing collaborative and communal. And that's the part, like, exactly like you've been saying it forever now, is like, dude, like, you got to be here, you got to show up, you got to like talk to the people, engage in the people. And like, honestly, it's kind of a lost art. It's like, if you look at how many people, like, I don't know, I look at like my oldest son, Nate, it's like he's 19 right now, but like through his teenage years, I would meet his friends and whatever. I'm like, damn, this kid doesn't know how to shake a hand. This kid doesn't know how to say hi. Like, this kid doesn't know how to answer the phone. Like, I'm like, fuck, man, these are like crucial skills. And I'm like, I didn't realize I had to stop and be like, look, this is how you shake a hand. Look in the eye, squeeze, da-da-da, like all these things. And it's like, all right, it doesn't mean anything, but it also means so much all at the same time. You know, if you know how to do those little things, I don't even want to call it nuance because it should be obvious, but like, I think now it's almost becoming nuanced to be like a respectable person and to be like communal and all that. Like, and I think, like what I observe you doing is like, you create an umbrella. Like when you're out in the club, you're out in the scene, you're doing your thing. It's like, there's like an umbrella of like, I guess I would call it trust, because what you do, you do what you're gonna say, and people trust that. And now you've made claims, you've done it, exceeded it. You've made claims, done it, exceeded it, and like that builds a level of trust. And like, I can see a lot of people like feel so safe under your umbrella, like other artists and whatever. And like, I can see how what you're doing, just by you keep doing it, it automatically makes where people probably would have quit on themselves, just be like, no, I'm gonna keep going. And like, it's like, even though I don't do what you do, I'm taking the inspiration from the hustle, because it's like, I'm a fucking hustler, I know how to hustle, and my whole struggle has been converting being a hustler into like a real businessman in a sense. So like, I can see it and I'm like, all right, cool, like, getting structured up, locking in, knowing exactly what the fuck to do. And like, and I remember when we first linked up, you're like, bro, like everything can change in fucking 2 years. And like, that's just stuck with me. And since that, it's like every day I'm like, all right, what can I do? What am I doing? And like working to create a plan and get myself to where I can see it where I want to be. And again, through you being a communal person, like, it's doing so much, bro. Like, this is one of those things that, like, I don't know, how do you even say it? It's like, you know, like, okay, you hear a popular song at first and you're like, what the fuck? It's kind of, it's like you don't know how to take it yet. And then after like fucking 20 years go by, you're like, oh, that motherfucker was a genius. Like that shit was good, even though it sounded like ass at the time or you didn't know how to take it. Like the way I see everything you're doing, it's like everybody's gonna look back and be like, damn, this fucking guy knew what he was doing the whole fucking time. And I don't know why that's like, it almost seems like surprising to people that you do what you say. And like that, when you operate out of integrity like that, like it makes you a dangerous motherfucker. And like, it makes sense why you're the guy to do this. You know what I'm saying? It's destiny, bro. It's like you're saying, it's like your mom, your everything, all of that equals here. You know what I'm saying? It's like your entire life, your mom's entire life, my entire life, my family's entire life, everything brought us here right now. And it's like, dude, like trusting in destiny with a plan, it's like, who can touch you? You know what I'm saying? And it's like in a good way. Like, I don't know, man. I just want to sound, you know, on record too. It's like, I'm proud of you, man. Like you're doing it. And I think that people should listen to you. People do listen to you, and people just need to watch what you're doing and study what you're doing and learn from you. Cause like you said, it's like, you're either gonna fucking, it's like everybody's favorite local rapper is just, they stopped. They fell to the side. It's like, damn, there are so many hot artists in San Diego that I've fucked with and like, or I'm even personal friends with or whatever. And they just like, life happened. And it's like, dude, you actually have a structure in a place in it, like in the rap world, the music industry. It's a wild place, and it goes to fucking like no limit. And for you to have a structure and be locked down and like create the community you're doing inside of such a fast moving, like volatile thing, like that's gangster, bro. And the way I see you in all of this is like, you're like, hold up, slow everything down. And it's like, because of that, you're able to progress faster. Like, I don't know. It's like, you're almost like, wait, this is all fucked up. Let's restructure this a little bit. You can come with me or not.
No, that's what a lot of the current rappers are collaborating with me. It's because one, I'm very disciplined and I'm very structured. Again, without my mom, you'll never get this version of me.
Yeah.
In the alternate reality, I would have been a mama's boy. I will be always seeking her advice, her guidance, you know, versus what the world was ready to teach me. You know what I'm saying? The sergeants that was ready to teach me, the gangsters on the streets were going to teach me, the random dude at this day, at this time, who was spitting out his philosophies, and that guy who was teaching me. I may not agree with everything he said, but I took some, you know, I'll take some whatever's useful, like how Bruce Lee says, discard anything that's trash and take away that's useful, right? Mm-hmm. You know, but like that's what a lot of the rappers or even the musicians, they take away from me, is because they know I have a passion for this. You know, they know when they hear me rap, they hear my soul. Then it's not me. When people's like, they're hearing for a flow, right? They're hearing da 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 da, ooh ooh ooh. You know what I'm saying? When they hear me rap, they hear my soul. That's why I say I'm a soulful rapper, because I don't care for the flow. I care for the message. I want you to hear my voice. I don't want you to hear the coolest flow that's out there. When you hear me rap, like, shout out to D-Side, but he was like, your flow is just unreplicable. It's an unreplicable flow. Mm-hmm. You hear me flow, and that's it. You can't replicate it.
Yeah,
it's a unique style, because I refuse to create stupid ass flows. I want you to hear me. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a rock star. You know, like something you would hear like in a rock music.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I dare you to find like rock bands from the 80s that sound like each other.
Yeah.
I mean, the style, maybe the fast pace, but voice ain't gonna be saying like, you know, Guns N' Roses ain't gonna sound like Scorpion. Scorpion ain't gonna sound like White Snake. White Snake ain't gonna sound like fucking
AC/DC or some shit.
Everybody got their own style.
Yeah.
but they might same guitar, same drums, right?
Yeah.
Same thing for my rap flow. Like, you're not gonna hear any. Is as soon as you hear my voice, it's like, oh, that's Yamamoto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dude, no, definitely. And as far as like you talking about like like the lyrics and the depth, it's like I'm still like how do you say it? Like figuring things out from even your first album. Like for example, it was like yesterday or the day before, I was like all of a sudden I was on like Instagram or some shit, and I'm like I see Kodak Black interview, and he goes, hey, yeah, so let's talk about the moon landing. No, that's bullshit. Let's talk about something else. I didn't even realize that was that interview in the lyrics where you were saying. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm like, damn, if that flew over my head, what else am I missing? Like, that's just a small example, but like, no, it's cool. And I love like, okay, no, I know why I'm sharing that is because to me, it's like a big deal if I can like listen to something where I'm tired of listening to it, and then I can come back and be like, oh, I didn't hear that. It's like, that's why I like Bone Thugs so much. Cause it's like fucking almost 30 years later and I'm still hearing new shit. I'm like, oh, I was rapping this all wrong. He said this, like, oh shit. But like, I find myself doing that with your music too. Even from the first album, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't hear that correctly. Or like, I assumed that meant this or something like that. You know, like you hear your lyrics later and it lands different. But it's almost like there's always a surprise for me when I go back and I listen to your older music. I'm like, because I keep hearing new shit. And like, I love that. That's, I think, what makes like a long-term fan and really like, it's like you're in somebody's subconscious at that point. And it's like, that's when you know you really made an impact on somebody as an artist. It's like, it's kicking around the background of their head. And it's like, I'm almost waiting for an opportunity to relate that to something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's artistry, man. Like that's fucking cool. And that was one of the big things too. Like even when I first heard your music before we met, I'm like, damn, like this fool's doing and saying something. Like I don't know how to understand it yet, or what, I don't know what's different yet. I'm like, it was like I had this whole curiosity of like trying to like figure it out in a sense. And the more okay, so it's like the more I would dig into your music, the more I enjoyed what you were talking about. As where like, if I hear a new like random ass song and it's just an artist I never heard, and I'll go, oh, okay, who's this? And I look it up, I just start listening to other songs. I'm like, damn, this was the only song I like? Like all the rest of the shit doesn't, like they're talking about nothing or it doesn't sound good or whatever. But like, I think that's one thing that's cool is when you go into your catalog, it just keeps getting better. And like, I think that's one thing for the people listening to understand is like, your music is not like face value music. It's like, it's fucking deep and you're supposed to sit with it and it's supposed to like take some time is at least how I relate to it. Like, yeah, you got the songs, which you could just take at face value, the club bangers, the, you know, shit for the subs in the trunk and all that type of shit. But like, your music is not face value music. And I think that's one thing that anybody who's going to take the time to listen to these podcasts with you is like, I think they understand that already. Like, yo, this is a dude of depth. And when you are somebody of depth, though, it's either going to skew people one way or another because people want to go deep or not. And like, I don't know. I think also just the listeners of the show are people who like to go deep. So it's like, I think, I don't know, having these conversations will garner those or like present those fans who like are deep into that and really appreciate the depth.
The most people I've met in my life, only a few people didn't like conversations like these or conversations at all. And the ones who didn't like those conversations, they weren't good people. So, or people not willing to learn. And I steered away from those people. I even told everybody, I don't want everybody to be my fan. I really don't want people to be my fan. I want good people who has morals and values to be my fans. I don't want no rapist. I don't want no drug addict. I don't want no, like, you could, I know there's some drug addicts that can do good. I know that for a fact. But if that's all you think about is your next high, I don't want you to be my fan. I don't want you, I don't want no rapists. I don't want no murderers listening to my music. You know what I'm saying? I got families out here, bro. Like, I don't want you to be my fan. If that's all you think about is killing the next dude for whatever reason, you're a serial killer. I don't want those serial killers to listen to my music.
Yeah.
You know, I want good people to listen to my music, like people that's willing to learn, that can take, you know, part of my life lessons and apply it to your life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a mentor at the end of the day. You know, I'm a mentor. I'm a teacher. I'm a father figure. You know, I'm a Christian. I'm a sinner. I'm everything. And the difference is some people live their life and never share any of their life lessons. And I'm just fortunate that I'm able to transform my information into music and make you feel good at the same time, and also, you know, vibe to it, and also be like, that's what he was talking about, even though the song is dope, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear some of the cool stuff, and also, you know, talk about my rock star lifestyle too. You know, I enjoy my rock star lifestyle. I got the song called Lil Wing, and I'm talking about, you know, just having fun and just while you still have the energy.
Yeah. No, that song goes hard in performance. That shit. The first time I was just like, bro, what the fuck is this? This shit's crazy. Yeah. Like, dude, no, shit. Fuck yeah, dude. I like that. So you got the next project coming up. And that's gonna be like, it's dedicated to your mom. It's gonna be a big piece of how people remember her and your family, your legacy. Where can people find you? Social media, where can people contact you? All that good stuff.
Yeah, you can find me on Yamamoto Boss, YAMAMOTO BOSS. It's on all platforms. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I got 2 channels on YouTube. I got my personal, you know, whatever. If you're not an Instagram dude and all you do is go on YouTube, then all the stuff that I upload on Instagram will be on YouTube. And then I have my music channel that's ran through Vevo, VEVO. All the published music videos go on there. Got me on Apple Music, Spotify, and all this stuff. I'm not worried about DSPs because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to run a record store. You know, like you're gonna get it via just stream it like everybody else. I'm gonna, you know, at the long run, I'm gonna make mines because I own all my royalties and stuff like that. So if you ever want to reach out to me, reach out on Instagram. I respond to fan mail, fan messages. It might take me like 24, 48 hours to respond because I got so many messages per day. So now I'm at the point where I'm getting like 100 messages a day. I'm like, damn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get like a secretary to vet all these messages.
Yup. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that now.
For sure.
It's starting to grow. You know, get in while you can before, you know, I blow up and get 1 million fans, and I'm gonna be able to respond to you anymore. You know.
Yo.
But yeah, the loyal fan base is there now. So just continue watching me grow because this year is nonstop. This year we're gonna do something big this year, and I'm gonna shake the entire music industry up on some moral shit. I'm not on some fuckboy shit. No Cardi B shit or a Playboy Cardi, you know, or some Kanye shit. Shout out Kanye, but he kind of crazy right now. But no, but we're bringing real back, and none of this fake buying shit. There's a reason why I never bought like followers or likes or comments.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're gonna forge real fans and real views, and nothing's gonna be fabricated. Everything's gonna be face value. Nothing's fabricated. That's why some people it's like, why aren't you buying these likes and views? You're gonna make yourself look bigger. Because at the end of the day, people don't like being lied to, and if I can keep my numbers low on purpose, shit, fucking keep it low, man. Like I don't give a fuck. Like let the people decide whether to like me or not. I'm not gonna make you like me.
Yeah.
You like me. If you like me, you like me. That's all I care about. And I already know who I want to like me. I don't want no fucking fake motherfuckers. I don't want no fucking some scamming ass motherfuckers. No liars. No scammers. I don't want none of them motherfuckers in my life. I want good people and good people only.
Yeah. Amen, man. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I fuck with it, dude. Yeah, man. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you for your time, your fucking openness and vulnerability, man. I know your mom is proud, bro. I know that, she's always going to be with you in spirit. She's always, you got her blood. Like, ultimately, it's a beautiful thing, man. And I value how you relate to your mom and your family. And I think this is going to help a lot of people. And yeah, man, thank you, bro. Everybody go follow Yamamoto Boss, all platforms on social media. Look for the new album coming out again when?
May 23rd, 2025.
May 23rd, 2025. That's in next month.
Yes.
So you guys keep an eye out for that. Go follow him. There's tons of updates, snippets of songs, previews, all that good stuff. And he's got a whole catalog to already go through for you guys to go through. So go download all the previous albums, EPs, all that good stuff. So, yeah, any last words?
Shout out to my mom again, Kamhoon, unlike her. Shout out to her husband, Renee, unlike her. Shout out to all my family members, all my friends, everybody that reached out and showed their condolences. And shout out to the homie, Calvin for setting this up. And, everything's been genuine. Everything was all love. I haven't, the people that might have said some weird shit to me when my mom passed away, karma will come back to you. And I hope you guys understand that destiny is real, and just got to accept your destiny and always do better, do good and do better.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Amen, man. On that note, this is the Damn Dude Podcast. Go check him out, Yamamoto Boss. Much love. Have a beautiful day. Peace.
Damn, dude.
Damn, dude.